Okay, boys and girls, we are ready to start the next part of our dinosaur project, which is our dinosaur diagram. So inside Google Classroom, you're going to find a dinosaur diagram part, and you're going to click on the Google Drawings. This is what you're going to get when you click on it to open it up. So when you're inside of it, the first thing we want to do is we want to add a picture of our dinosaur. So I'm going to go to the top where it says Insert. I'm going to click and go down to where it says Image. And we're going to go, this time, we've done search before, but we're going to go by URL. So I want you to click on that. Now this isn't why we need to have our Google Classroom open. You're going to go right down here where it says Meet Google Drive. What I've done is I have created pictures for you. So you're going to click on that, and you're going to see all these different photos of dinosaurs, of all the different dinosaur choices. So you're going to look for yours. Mine is the Albertosaurus. I'm going to use my mouse, and I'm going to right click with my mouse, and then I'm going to go down to where it says Copy Image URL. I'm going to click on that, left click. So I'm going to go back again to my diagram, and now I'm going to right click again and say Paste. So that here I now have a picture of my dinosaur. You're going to see the picture of yours. If you don't see your picture here, that means you didn't copy it correctly, so try it again. So I'm going to press Select, and here I go. Now, you're going to have to resize it depending on how big or small your dinosaur was. But we want to at least, even if you had a small dinosaur, you're going to want to make it big enough so that at least you can make it the correct size for adding the different parts of it for the diagram. So here's a picture of my dinosaur. For some reason this is coming out a little bit blurry, but I would even maybe make yours just a tiny bit bigger than this, about that, so that it's filling up most of the page, but that it's not too big where we won't have enough space. So the first thing we're going to do is add a text box. So I'm going to click on the T for text box and click up top, and I'm going to put the name of the dinosaur. So this is the Albertosaurus. And so now I have the Albertosaurus. If I click and hold down, I can change the size to make it bigger. I can even change the color. Remember, since this is a presentation, we want a color that is dark. Okay, I do not want a bright color because that's really hard to see. That's, again, yellow is not a good choice. We want, since we have a white background, we want a dark color. We want them to be like opposites. Okay, so I can do anything in this general area is okay. So here I have my name, and now I'm going to add the parts. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we have the height. How do I find the height? If I go back to my Google Classroom, I have shared a link with you that Mr. Scott created in the past, and if I click on it, this is what you're going to see. It's a whole book of different dinosaurs, all the dinosaurs and a couple more. And here we have the height of a dinosaur, and we have the length, okay? So I know the height is 3 meters and the length is 9 meters. So I'm going to go ahead and add the height and the length. How do we do that? We're going to go to Shapes, and I'm going to, arrows, and I have this one that's going left to right, so I can make it so that it goes from the tail, the end of my dinosaur, from one end to the other. Okay, I don't want it to go way out because this is not how big my dinosaur is. The dinosaur only, and a good thing I can use is the red. The red line means I'm right at the end. And the same goes for here as well. I'm right at the end so that I can know that this is how long the dinosaur is. So again, I'm going to add my text box. And if I forget, I can look back. 9 meters. So I'm going to write 9 meters. So, and if I pull this in, it's going to make it small so that it doesn't overlap. Okay? Now I need to add the height. You can do it on either side. It doesn't matter. Again, go back to my arrows. Now I can use the up and down arrow. So we can make it fatter. You can make it skinnier. Your choice. So this one doesn't really give me that red line, but I can kind of look and see. Another good measure, if I put it on top of the dinosaur, I can see I might just need a little bit taller and a little bit longer. Okay, so now I know that this is a good measure, but I don't want to leave it on top of the dinosaur. And there we go. So that's how tall the dinosaur is. Again, I need my text box, and I'm going to say it's 3 meters. Again, we want to keep the units the same. So I want you to use this book right here to help you. So I know 3 meters tall, 9 meters long. We don't want to say, for example, in Enchanted Learning, here I have 30 feet. Let's not mix up meters and feet, so we're just going to keep it all in meters. Okay, now that I have my height and my length, we're going to now start adding characteristics about your dinosaur. Every dinosaur is different, so I'm going to show you some key characteristics of this dinosaur that I'm studying. So one thing that's important about the Albertosaurus is that it has this long tail. It's also a biped, which means it has 2 long legs that it walks on. It has 2 other arms, but it doesn't use those for walking. It has shorter arms, okay, which is common for the theropod family. So if I go back to my Google Classroom tab, I can see the last link is the dinosaur information sheet in Enchanted Learning. If I click on that, I'm going to get all of the dinosaurs. Okay, almost all the dinosaurs are here. So if yours isn't here, raise your hand and Miss Rachel can help you out. But we're going to look for ours. So I looked out. Mine is an A dinosaur. So there's the Albertosaurus. Remember, we have the letters at the top or the bottom to help you find yours. So I'm going to click on the Albertosaurus. Here is a great example of a diagram that you can use to help you, but you don't have to have it exactly like this. But we should probably include most of these things that are here. So for example, I have a long tail, long powerful legs. Right here is a D claw, which is like a claw on the back, feet, and things like that. So I want to make sure that I'm going to have these features included so that I can show people who have not studied the dinosaur about the different features of the dinosaur. So I'm going to go back to my drawing and I'm going to add those things. So again, I go up to the T for text box. I click again. Here I'm going to write long tail. Okay, I can pull it in so that it's the size. And then if I click outside, it removes the box. I can go to my shape. I can add another arrow. Now, what I've done is I made an arrow that goes that way, but that's not where my tail is. So there's a couple of things I can do. If I find this, if I click on the arrow and then I find the circle, I can pull it around so that it is the type of, it goes the direction I want it. Okay, and I can put it where it needs to go. Another option is I could click on it, press the delete button, and then go back and redo a different arrow. So you can choose whichever one works best for you, and I can add it there. I can make it bigger, smaller, like that. All right, so I'm going to go around. I'm going to add all those features. Okay, so here's my finished product of the Albertosaurus. I have all the different features of my dinosaur. Make sure that, for example, if your dinosaur has spines, if it has plates, include those as well, because those are its protection. In the Albertosaurus's protection is how tall it is, and also its teeth, so I've already included those. So once you have the features of your dinosaur, how tall it is, how long it is, and its name, then you are finished and you are ready to go on to typing.